Then that is the suspension for parental administration. Suspension for parental administration should have a fine particle in order to easily pass through the needle. Means we are know that is parental preparation are administered with the help of syringe and needles, right? But in case of the suspension dosage form, we all know that is suspension contain insoluble solid materials, right? That time for suspension for parental administration, that time the that particle size of insoluble solid substance should be very fine, right? Should be very fine in order to that particles can easily pass through the needle, right? Pass through the needle. If the particle size is larger than the pore size of inner pore size of needle, that time there is chances of the choke up or to stuck out the that particular uh, particles into the inside the needle, right? That time we can't administrate the suspension. That's why is very necessary that is the particular uh, particle of solid that is should be very fine in order to easily pass out through the needle also, right? Then eye suspension should free from gritty particles to avoid the irritation, pain in and discomfort. That is suppose the particle size is greater, that time may chances of also causing a irritation or pain, some discomfort effect, discomfort feeling, right? That's why it is also very necessary to that particle size should be very fine or should be free from the gritty particles, right? Gritty particles. Then the particle size of suspension medium should not go beyond 10 micron. Means there is a one limit, that is a one final limit, that is our particles of the particle size of suspended medicines or insoluble material should not beyond the or should not more than the 10 microns, right? For the specific official book says that is the particle size of suspension, particle size of solid material of suspension should be 0.5 to 5 micron, right? So in which that is the particle size is plays a very important role. Without without obtaining the desirable particle size, we can't formulate a stable kind of suspension, right? So these are the small introduction regarding the suspension dosage form, right? Suspension is a biphysic liquid dosage form, right? And as I also I was said the reason behind the preparation formulation or preparation of the suspension dosage form, right? Why we should not prepare the solid dosage form or other solution form, right? But this is the very uh, basic reason for preparation the suspension dosage form, right? And I also already told it, right? There is some good qualities of suspension, right? Means suspension should possess the some good qualities, right? If our suspension dosage form follow or possess or have any this following kind of qualities, that time we called it our preparation are stable and has a good quality, right? So let's see which is that. So first of all, the it should settle slowly, readily redispersed on shaking. Means we are know that is suspension is made up of the insoluble solid material or solid insoluble solid medicines, right? Means that particular solid art does not dissolve, right? That's why there is a necessary that after shaking that particles or suspended particles or distributed particles should be redispersed, right? And that particle should be settled down at the bottom of bottle with a slow rate, right? With a slow rate. Hence it should be settled slowly, readily redispersed on the shaking. Okay. On the storage standing condition or storage time, that time our particles, insoluble particle should be slowly settle down, right, with a slowly settle down, and after settle down that should be redispersed or again redistributed on the small shaking, right. Means if it is follow that kind of properties or qualities, that time we will call it our preparation is a possess a good quality, right. Then our second is should it should pour readily from its container, right. Then during the administration, that particular suspension should be readily or easily poured or remove out from our container. Means suppose we will sorry, we have to take a 10 ml suspension, that time it should be easily come out or pour out with a 10 ml preparation, right. So that's why it is a should be readily pour from the container. Then it should be chemically inert, that is our suspension should be chemically inert, means it does not react with our container, right. Does not react with our container, does not react with our container, or does not react with any other ingredient or substance, right, which is already present in the suspension. Then the suspended or dispersed particle should not form a cake. Means the suspended particle or dispersed particle or distributed particles means that insoluble, that is a insoluble part of our suspension, that should not be form any cake, right. Means it should not form a cake, but right, but it is slowly settle down, but after redispersed, after shaking it should be redispersed, should not form a hard cake, right. Then it should be free from large particles, right. As I said it, that is always our suspension should be free from large particle in order to avoid irritation to sensitive tissue or spoil its appearance, right. Means if a suspension contain a large particle size, that time there is a chances of causing the irritation. Means if we in case of if we use the suspension for eyes, right, that time if the large particle size, it has a large particle size, that time it may chances of causing the irritation or discomfort, right, to the tissues of eyes, right. So also that the large particle size should spoil its appearance, means it change or spoil the appearance of suspensions, right. So these are the qualities. Means this quality, if this quality if this quality have our suspension, that time we called as our suspension has a good quality, right. तो ये सब जो क्वालिटीज़ है, ये अगर फॉलो करता है या फिर उसके पास होता है सॉल्यूशन के सस्पेंशन के पास, तब जाके बोलेंगे कि हमारे सस्पेंशन में क्या है, गुड क्वालिटीज़ है, ठीक है. Means it should be stable, sorry, it is stable and has a good quality, right. So after that, this was the introduction of our suspension. I think you are understand it. Don't worry, we will also perform it on a practical also, that time you can all are easily understand, right. Then let's focus on the classification, right. So suspension are classified, right. Suspension are classified the following way, right, on the basis of their use, on the basis of their use. So suspension on are classified on the basis of their use, that is first of all the oral suspension, then parenteral suspension, ophthalmic suspension, right. Then suspension for external use, right, suspension for external use. So these are the classification of suspension on the basis of their use, right? Also there is a classification of suspension on the according to their particle size. According to their particle size, that is a coarse suspension and colloidal suspension. Just you remember this name, that is colloidal colloidal suspension and coarse suspension, right? You just remember it, right? That is not our not in our syllabus, right? So that's why you just remember it. But our syllabus contain the classification of suspension on the basis of their pharmaceutical use. On the basis of their pharmaceutical use, the suspension are classified into oral suspension, parenteral. Oral means taken by oral route, parenteral means taken by parenteral route, ophthalmic means instilled into eyes, and suspension for external use, that is applied topically or externally, right? So let's start with the oral suspension, right? Means its name itself indicate that is it should, or it these are taken by oral route, right? With the help of oral route. Then let's see, it contain a flavoring and sweetening agent in order to mask the bitter or saline taste of drug. Suppose our drug, as I said, that is unpleasant taste or bitter substance, we can't formulate in solution form, right? That's why we choose the suspension dosage form for formulating or dispensing that kind of bitter and saline tested drug, right? So it contain a flavoring and sweetening agent. That's why by using this agent we can mask the bitter and saline taste of drug, right? Then also sometimes this bitter drug given in a derivative form to mask the taste, right? Along with without using any flavoring and sweetening agent, we can also the mask the bitter taste of our drug by giving in derivative form. In a derivative form, it is the means it is the one chemical with chemical transformation, means on chemical transformation. Suppose one, there is one example, that is chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol is a active drug, right? Chloramphenicol is a active drug, right? Means it has some bitter taste, right? Active chloroform drug are a bitter taste, right? And this is the chloramphenicol palmitate. Palmitate is a derivative, means another form, right? Means chloramphenicol convert into salt form, that is palmitate form, and its salt form has a bitterless, right? It is a bitterless, means chloramphenicol is a bitter taste, has a bitter taste, but palmitate form is a salt form, is a bitterless, right? Means had no bitter taste. Means with by this way, by this chemical reaction or of chemical derivative form, we also mask out the bitter taste of our drug and later formulate in a suspension form, right? So it is one of the method, that is derivative form, by which we can mask out the bitter taste of bitter taste of any drug, right? It is a salt form of our drug, right? Then nowadays oral suspension has been formulated in dry form. Before taken it need to reconstitute with the purified water. Means nowadays also the dry form of suspension also prepared, right? Means that suspension container, two container, one container filled with a dry form, that is active drug, that is powdered, and other form is filled with the purified water. Before administration it should be reconstituted with, means we have to dissolve that, mix that uh, solid into purified water after mixing, right? After distribution, that particular preparation we should have to take by orally, right? That is a dry form of our oral suspension. Some, that is a antibiotic in a suspension form for pediatric use. Means actually the antibiotic are given, if we given in a suspension form, that type it given by a dry form. and it is prescribed for a pediatric use mainly, right? For the pediatric patient, it it is preferred.